Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Sotonye Afiesimama and this is Today in History. Let's get started with the year 1374. There was an interesting phenomenon going on this day. It's called the St. John's Dance. So a sudden outbreak of this dance causes people in the streets of Aachen in Germany to experience hallucinations and begin to jump and twitch uncontrollably until they collapse from exhaustion. Wow, that's an interesting one. So the St. John's Dance outbreak on this day, 1374. Obviously, if you want to find out more details, just Google it up, and there's a lot more information on the internet about the St. John's Dance. Quite fascinating. Let's move on to the year 1497. John Cabot claims Eastern Canada for England, believes he has found Asia in Nova Scotia. Interesting. We move on to 1509. Henry VIII is crowned King of England at Westminster Abbey. On this day in 1850, Herbert Kitchener, first Earl Kitchener, was born. He was an English field marshal. Now, I did mention him in one of my previous videos. He is the famous military man in the posters that points at you and says, "Your country needs you." So that's him. He was born on this day in 1850. So go check out that video. Or you can go online, go on the internet and Google it up, and you'll see the posters and pictures of Lord Kitchener. We move on to the year 1885. The 28th US President, pictured right here, Woodrow Wilson, weds Presbyterian minister's daughter, Ellen Louise Axson. They were 28 and 25 respectively. They got married in Savannah, Georgia on this day in 1885. We move on to the year 1901. This famous artist, Pablo Picasso, his first exhibition took place on this day. He was 19 at the time, and this is a self-portrait of him at 14. So this was done in the year 1896. A fantastically talented artist. Now, for a 14-year-old boy to paint this, it's fantastic. It showed that he was a genius, absolute genius. We move on to the year 1904. Prime Minister of Canada, Meighen, 30, weds Jessie, Isabel Cox. Looks like this month is a month of weddings. I suppose it makes sense in the Western world where summer actually begins today. 2 days ago, 21st of June. So yes, that marriage took place on this day in 1904 between the Prime Minister of Canada, Meighen, and Jessie Isabel Cox. We move on to the year 1923. And this man, represented in this currency, is called the 1 naira, as you can see here. His name is Herbert Macaulay, and his associates, they inaugurate the Nigerian National Democratic Party. His full name was Olayinka Herbert Samuel Heelas Badmus Macaulay. He was born on the 14th of November, shares a birthday with Prince Charles, 1864, and died on the 7th of May, 1946. He was a Nigerian nationalist, politician, surveyor, engineer, architect, journalist, and musician. Wow, that's another multi-talented man, and is considered by many Nigerians as the founder of Nigerian nationalism. Macaulay was reportedly the first Nigerian to own a motor car. So that's Herbert Macaulay for you. Olayinka, Herbert Macaulay. We move on to the year 1948. The Berlin blockade begins in reaction to the currency reform in West Germany. The Soviet Union blocked all access to West Berlin. It was one of the first major international crises of the Cold War. Western allies launched the Berlin airlift to transport supplies to the blocked area. In Germany, the planes became known as raisin bombers or candy bombers. Interesting. 1958, this lovely lady, Nina Simone, releases her debut jazz album titled Little Girl Blue. Now, Nina Simone was just a stage name. Her full name was Eunice Kathleen Wayman, and she was born on the 21st of February 1933 and died on the 21st of April 2003. She was an American singer, songwriter, musician, arranger, and civil rights activist. Her music spanned a broad range of musical styles, including classical, jazz, blues, folk, rhythm and blues, gospel, and pop. We move on to the year 1988. Lionel Messi, fantastic footballer, turns 32 years old today. So he was born, like I mentioned earlier, in 1988. And his full name is Lionel Andres Messi Cucitini. He's an Argentine professional footballer, as you can see from his football shirt, his football top, who plays as a forward and captains both Spanish club Barcelona and the Argentina national team. Often considered the best player in the world and widely regarded as one of the greatest players of all time, Messi has won a record 6 Ballon d'Or awards and a record 6 European Golden Shoes. The year is 2002, and Africa's worst ever train disaster kills 281 people on this day. The crash occurred near Misagali, Tanzania, when a passenger train with some 1,200 passengers rolled back down Igando Hill after its brakes failed. Wow, that was terrible. So, on that sad note, we end Today in History. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoy my videos. Do not forget to like by giving me a thumbs up, or clicking the thumbs up icon, and also subscribe so that you can get updates of my uploads. Thanks again. Take care of yourselves and stay safe. Bye-bye.